It is week 7 of J98 Web TV exclusive high school football on regional radio coverage. The best sports coverage you find anywhere. It's on regional radio. Tonight we have the Windsor Owls. We are in Bonne Terre at North County Raider homecoming night, and Windsor looking to spoil that this evening. Already spoiled one homecoming this year, looking to do that just the same tonight. For North County, looking for their second win, as is Windsor this evening. So it should be a good game. It took us till week 7 for football weather to arrive, but it's definitely here tonight. It should be a cold night tonight, but that just means we're right in the thick of football season. Both teams sit at 1-5 as we come in. We'll go ahead and rattle off the starting lineup while we're got the two teams headed out for the coin toss. We'll start with the offense tonight that you'll see for Windsor. They're going to have Tyler Stinger as their quarterback, and across the front line protecting him, Nick Janishanis, Jake Rader, James Mercurio, Brendan Marshall, and Jimmy Myers. Across the front line at the skill positions behind Stinger will be Alex Andrews and Brandon Fouts. And we'll see a few different receivers tonight for Windsor: Nick Poley, Austin Marler, Zach Ortman, and Jake Baker. And trying to combat that for North County this evening across their front four on the defensive side: number 50, Frank Holsey, Devin Scott, number 72, 73, Noah DeHasa, and 66, Noah Rodenberg. A 3 linebacker set for the North County Raiders tonight with Dan Davis, Eli Turnbow, and Dakota Burns. 4 in the secondary tonight: Matt Black, Adam McGraw, and Garrett Miller in the middle with Devin Ward on the outside edge. We want you to know that your starting lineups are brought to you by Culligan Water. Culligan Water, it's better water, pure and simple. Just call 573-431-3016. So a big night for North County as it's their homecoming. Had the coronation of the homecoming queen just moments ago, and things about to get underway. We have the two teams at midfield getting set for the coin toss. It looks like we just saw the flip. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, and things about to get underway for week 7. A lot of big games across the listening, or in the listening area tonight, I should say, with Potosi hosting Valley tonight. A lot of other big games across the listening area. This is going to be another big one as these two teams not wanting to fall 1-6 at this point in the season, as you don't want to be in the bottom of your district standings when playoff comes. And it looks like we're going to have on the left side, as things get underway, the North County Raiders, and off to the right side will be the Windsor Owls, as you see on your screen. Windsor in pretty much all white with a brown trim, white helmets. North County going to wear the white pants, white helmets, blue jerseys, and yellow trim this evening. I want you to know that we're brought to you by Culver's in Farmington, Donald's Security Company in Park Hills, J&J Uniforms in Farmington, and Midwest Pawn in Deloge, along with North County School Districts, Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre, Rock and Gators Grill in Festus, Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, and America's Mattress and Recliners in Farmington, bringing you week 7 coverage of high school football on J98 Web TV on MIMOinfo.com. So things about to get underway on a chilly night and Bonne Terre at the North County field. You can see the new North County field getting broken in this year. They're looking to get their second win of the season, and they want to do it tonight on homecoming. So North County will open with possession of the football. As going back is Tyler Curtis on the near side, and on the far side, that is actually the North County Raider quarterback, Dylan Cater. So an interesting set in the backfield. You almost expect Tyler Curtis back there, but to put your quarterback back there is very interesting. Cater didn't start the season as the Raider quarterback, but he stepped in and done a nice job having to pick up the offense mid-season, but he played a lot of the outside skill position, so I imagine that he pretty much knew the offense prior to taking over as the signal caller. So things about to get underway. The football is on the tee. And set to kick off for the Windsor Owls is number 27, Nick Polite. The drum line making some noise for North County. And football is underway for week 7. It's going to be fielded by Cater just beyond the 10-yard line, back up across the 20 to the 30, and he's in open space across midfield. He's going to open this with a big return to the 30. One man to beat, and he doesn't beat him, brought down just short of the 10-yard line. Dylan Cater, the quarterback, starting things off on North County Raider homecoming. 13 seconds come off of the clock, and Dylan Cater returns it all the way down to the 14-yard line. So a big start for the North County football team to open this game. He had one man to beat, just couldn't do it. That'll bring the offense out with a very, very short field. Your first offensive drive of the evening starts in the red zone. That being said, North County has had a few issues in the red zone this season with turnovers. We'll see if they can keep possession of the football this evening. So Cater goes in a shotgun set, hands it off to Curtis on the first play. Curtis not going to get much, if anything at all. So we'll have a second down and 10 as the first carry for Tyler Curtis gets back to the line of scrimmage. And North County, they do like to spread it out. And that's what they've got now, a 3-receiver set. And now Cater takes the shotgun snap, fakes the handoff to Curtis, and now Curtis goes out in front to block, getting down across the 10-yard line to about the 8 is Dylan Cater. A little bit of a read option on that one. Now it's going to be a third down. It's not goal to go. It'll be a 3rd and 4 on the 8-yard line. So now North County setting up in a shotgun set once again, and Cater's going to give it to Tyler Curtis, and he's going to be brought down by the shoelaces as he crossed the 5-yard line. But very close to the first down marker. So it sets up a 4th and 1 after the spot. And now the official is going to measure it as they bring it to the official that spotted it on the near side of the field. So it looks like we're going to bring the chains out early in this contest. Now they just put it back on the hash mark and say 1st and 4. So no measurement, go ahead and run with it. Now a 1st and goal to go on the 4-yard line. Dylan Cater takes the snap, hands it off to Tyler Curtis, bounces it outside into the end zone, and North County strikes first. A 4-yard touchdown run for Tyler Curtis to open this game up, and that's 6 quick ones on the board for the North County Raiders on Raider homecoming night. So the big return from Dylan Cater to open up the football game, and the Raiders capitalize and turn that into points. 5 plays later, and Tyler Curtis punches it in. Now the extra point, a high snap, kick gets away, and the kick is up and through, and the North County Raiders lead this one 7-0. And it's still 10:26 on the clock in the first. And North County making some noise on their homecoming. After that touchdown, we'll go ahead and take a 30-second pause and have a kickoff once again on Web TV.
We live in a much different world these days than we did 10 years ago. So if safety and security weighs heavily on your mind, think of Donaldson Security. Donaldson, who has over 35 years of law enforcement experience and has armed and unarmed guards available for your convenience. They know you've worked hard to build your business and take pride in making it secure. Protecting banks, hospitals, and more, call Donaldson Security at 573-431-1647.
And after that 5-play drive, after a big return from Dylan Cater, Tyler Curtis punches it in on a 4-yard run off to the right side. 6 on the board, extra point goes up and through, and we're at 7-0. And we're going to look at another kickoff 90 seconds after the opening kickoff. And we want you to know that all of our big drives of the game are brought to you by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Now North County puts the ball on the 40, and they're set to kick off after opening this and getting into the end zone pretty quickly. Now Kyle Cruz will be the North County kicker. He runs up and swings the leg and puts a high kick into it, but short as it fielded at the 20, but it's dropped, and it's away, and it's Raider football. The North County Raiders recover the muffed kick, and they're going to have another drive start in Windsor territory with a 7-0 lead, and this one's going to be spotted on the 30. So we're just over 90 seconds into this. North County with a 7-0 lead and possession of the football on the Windsor 30-yard line. Homecoming going well for North County to this point. Able to capitalize on the short field to open the football game. They're going to try to do the same on this drive. Not quite as short as the opening drive started on the 14. This one starts on the 30, but a shotgun set once again. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Dylan Cater in shotgun. 2 in the backfield, Davis and Curtis. This one's fake to Curtis, goes up the middle to Davis off to the right side, and then Cater pulls it out at the last minute, keeps it himself. Gets just back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just across. The clock continues to run. It'll be a 2nd and 10. And again, spread out. Cater in shotgun. Curtis off to the right. The handoff goes to Curtis, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Pressure from the Windsor Owls. And getting there, bringing him down in the backfield, that's Nick Pulley coming up with a big play on 2nd down, setting up a 3rd and long. Now the ball spotted all the way back at the 37. It'll be 3rd down and 17 yards as Cater takes the shotgun snap, looks right the whole time, throws one over the top, and tipped and nearly caught. Good defense from the Windsor Owls. Zach Ortman able to get up and deflect that one. The pass intended for Garrett Miller, but incomplete. And that brings up 4th down and 17. So after capitalizing on the first short field, not able to do so on the 2nd drive for the North County Raiders. They're going to have to punt from inside Windsor territory. And now it's a fake off to the right side. Cater keeps it himself, not going to get anywhere. Gets just about back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring the Windsor Owl offense out for the first time this evening. Not too bad of starting field position for them, as this ball's going to start on the 38-yard line. And Tyler Stinger for the Windsor Owls will be the signal caller, going to try and drive down the field and see if he can't tie this game up. Still a lot of time to go in the first. 9:21. Stinger goes under center, just a 1 receiver set, but as a tight end on the far side. The handoff is faked up the middle and kept by Stinger. He goes off to the right side, and he's going to be brought down depending on the spot, and he gets a yard out of it. So just a yard for the Windsor quarterback. Clock continues to run. We're finally inside of 9 minutes. And it looks like we're going to have our first timeout of the game as the Windsor Owls call a timeout with 8:56 on the clock. It's 7-0 North County Raiders. When we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go on the Windsor 38-yard line. We'll talk about that in 30 seconds on J98 Web TV on MIMOinfo.com.
The faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District are proud of their students and their athletes. It takes hard work, dedication, and commitment to be a good, successful student and an athlete. Each student and athlete will have different goals and even different ways and timing of achieving those goals. So be yourself and excel all the way to the very top. Good luck on a great year and a great season from the faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District. They say, go Raiders!
And right now it's been all Raiders for the first 3 minutes or so as we resume play with North County out front 7-0, and Windsor looking at a 2nd and 10 on their own 38-yard line. A short run right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe just back to it after a play fake on the first play. Now Stinger goes back under center for the Windsor Owls, and he's going to run right off to the right side, keep it himself. That was definitely a quick decision from Stinger. Stinger 5'11", 184. He's a junior. Gets a yard out of that one. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 9 on their own 39. After North County opened this with a long kick return, about 80 yards, just short of the 10-yard line to open this game. They punched it in and then got a short field once again, but not able to capitalize. And now Windsor looking at their first 3rd down of the game, and the pass comes to the near side of the field, complete across the 50, down to the 45, and just short of the 40-yard line. Pass comes to Zach Ortman on the near side. And that goes 20 yards. Well, 19 yards after the spot for Ortman. So the clock continues to run at 8:05 and counting. It'll be a 1st and 10. Now Windsor on the North County 43-yard line. Again, one tight end, one wide receiver, and two in the backfield. The handoff goes up the middle this time, and the ball's popped out, but recovered after the ball goes forward quite a ways. Looks like it'll be at about the 33-yard line, so the fumble goes 10 yards forward, but recovered by the Windsor Owls. So a decent chunk of yards after what could have been disaster. Already had one mistake, but not too detrimental as North County couldn't capitalize on that. But able to avoid another one there. 7:40 on the clock now. Stinger in shotgun, two in the backfield, and it looks like he's going to have a designed run off to the right side. Has to reverse field, not able to get away, and brought down in the backfield by Jordan Smith for the North County Raiders. So the first down run off to the right side doesn't work out for the Windsor Owls as Stinger had nowhere to go on the right side, tried to reverse fields, come to the near side, but met in the backfield by Smith. So 2nd and 16, and now back to the 38-yard line. Play clock at 12. Stinger just now going under center with one receiver set, one tight end, two in the backfield. He's going to throw off to the right side into the flats, and it's caught again by Ortman. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe just back across it, so make that 7 more for Ortman. Caught one onto the near side in the flat. Now he goes to the far side in the flats, but able to get open out there. Now we're looking at 3rd and 10 on the 32 for Windsor. Now they're going to bring one receiver to the near side. That's Marler on the near side. Now the handoff goes up the middle and churning and getting it up through right inside. Not going to get the first down, but a nice aggressive run for Alex Andrews. Looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but able to get 6 yards out of it. Now looking at 4th and 5 as they spot it in between the two markers. So North County looking for a big 4th down stop. And Windsor looking to keep the drive alive. Stinger going to go under center. We got one receiver on the far side, one tight end, two in the backfield, and a jump from the North County Raiders, and that's going to cost them. We'll see how big of a mistake that turns out to be. And it is offsides on the North County Raiders, though. I'll be surprised if that's not a first down for the Windsor Owls. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty on a 4th and 5, and there's the signal for first down. So the 5-yard penalty on 4th and 5 proves to be costly. Now can Windsor turn that into points? Ball now on the 27. Or on the 23 after the 5 yards. So it'll be a fresh set of downs for Windsor. There's the whistle to wind the clock. And Stinger quickly under center this time. One receiver set, one tight end. So the handoff nearly met in the backfield, but able to get off to the right side and get a good gain out of it as Alex Andrews bouncing it out to the right side. The Raiders got pressure up front, but he blew right past them. Now 2nd and short. So 2nd and 1 on the 14. You never know what you're going to get if you're the North County defense on a down in yardage like this. Stinger going to go under center with that jumbo formation again. Now the handoff to the left side, bouncing it outside, makes one man miss, lunging forward. A nice run from Brandon Fouts, making a few North County Raiders miss in the backfield, jumping forward. And a good play from the sophomore running back, Brandon Fouts, for the Windsor Owls. So now we're going to have a timeout for the North County Raiders. And they take a timeout. We'll do just the same. We'll be back in 30 seconds on J98 Web TV on MyMoInfo.com.
Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill in Festus, located in the old Laddie Boys building, invite you to their grand opening celebration this Saturday at 10 a.m. Stop by and celebrate, enjoy drink specials, giveaways, a washer tournament, and 2 live bands. They're going to be smoking 2 6-foot alligators. So make plans now to celebrate with Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill this Saturday during their grand opening celebration at the old Laddie Boys starting at 10 a.m.
All right, a big situation coming up for North County after taking a quick 7-point lead. Now, Windsor knocking on the door trying to tie this game up. Looking at a 1st and 5 and goal to go. Windsor still huddled up. North County's defense already out on the field. It was North County that called the timeout to send us to break. And here comes the Windsor offense, trailing by 1 score, but close to tying this one up. Stinger looks like he's going to line up in shotgun. Marler on the near side of the field. We got Fouts in the backfield. And running off to the right side as soon as he gets the football. And got a little bit of room. Low jumping over the top, and the flag comes out right at the goal line. Stinger did get into the end zone. Had to jump over a lunging North County Raider. And I'm curious to see if that's why the flag came out. So Windsor doesn't show the body language of excitement. Now they're backing up. So we're at 4:45 when the flag comes out. And Stinger did run off to the right side and get into the end zone. The white hat coming our way for the signal. And it's going to be a hold on Windsor. So that will negate the score. So a nice run from Tyler Stinger is for naught. So that will back the football up to the 10. It was a 1st and 5. The 5-yard penalty backs them up. So now a 1st and 10 and goal to go with 4:42 on the clock and counting. There's the snap. The handoff goes up the middle and pulls it out late. Brought down off to the left side, and good push up front for the North County Raiders. So after a play where you think you have a score, the hold erases that and kind of takes a little bit of momentum away from Windsor, but now 2nd and 11. Still in the red zone and plenty of time for them to get into the end zone. Just 2nd down now. Just a 1 receiver set, and Stinger takes the snap, rolls right. He was looking for Ortman in the flats, not able to get there, and he's going to be brought down off the right side, just short of the 10-yard line. Brought down in the field of play, so clock continues to run. Now 3rd down. And 1-yard loss on the play. So the Owls looking to capitalize, but not going to be nearly as easy after the hold backed them up from the 5-yard line. Now back at the 12 on 3rd down. So Stinger's going to go in shot or under center this time and fakes the handoff right. Now it's going left, and North County all over it this time. And just short of the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 11 on the 11-yard line. So this one's got to get into the end zone if you're the Owls. North County looking for a big stop with a 1-score lead, and we're just inside of 3 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. It looks like we're going to see an attempt at a field goal. Nick Polite is the kicker, and it's blocked up front. And it rolls out of bounds into the end zone. So the field goal attempt from Nick Polite blocked from the 11-yard line, so North County able to keep Windsor from getting on the board. As the ball rolls out of bounds, they're going to start their offensive drive on the 20-yard line. And we'll tell you tonight that we're brought to you by Culver's in Farmington, along with Donaldson Security Company in Park Hills and J&J Uniforms in Farmington. Bringing you Week 7 of J98 Web TV on MIMOinfo.com. So 7-0. And North County's offense gets to come back out on the field after blocking the field goal attempt. And they're going to spread it out with trips on the right side. And Cater in shotgun and Tyler Curtis in the backfield. The handoff goes to Curtis this time. A delayed handoff comes to the near side. And about 5 yards for Tyler Curtis. So a 2nd and 5 coming up for the North County Raiders. And they're going to send 3 out to the far side. It's going to be Davis, then Miller, and then Black from the near side to the far side with Cater in shotgun. And he pulls out after the play action and throws one over to Matt Black, but Black not able to come up with it. It hit him in the hands. On a night like this, I imagine catching a football not going to be too pleasant. It is definitely football weather, to say the least. So now 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side, and 2 in the backfield. Cater gives this one off to Tyler Curtis, but met right at the line of scrimmage by the Windsor Owls. So no gain for Tyler Curtis. The clock will continue to wind. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it's just 7-0 after a frantic start to the game. So now 4th and 5 for the Raiders. They're going to have to line up and kick this one. And set to kick. On his own 10-yard line is Cruz, and here is the kick. And it's going to get just across the 50. Take one bounce either way and be touched by the North County Raiders at the 46. So Windsor, with 1:51 on the clock in the first, will start a drive on their own 46-yard line. They moved the ball quite well on their opening drive after muffing a punt or a kick after the touchdown by the North County Raiders. So now the offense gets their second drive going. A little bit better starting field position for them this time. And that's going to be Marler on the near side and Ortman on the far side, and 2 in the backfield. So the handoff goes off the right to Fouts and swarmed in the backfield by the North County Raiders, and maybe the loss of a yard as North County's front line gets a big push again. That front line is Frank Holsey, Devin Scott, Noah DeHasa, and Noah Rodenberg. The linebackers closing in quickly as well, as that's Dan Davis, Eli Turnbow, and Dakota Burns. 17 and counting on the play clock. Now Stinger comes into the huddle with the call, and they break out. Now 10 seconds to go on the play clock. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Not a lot of time. Got to get the play off, and he does, and pitches it off to the near side. That's going to be Fouts. Fouts gets across midfield, and he's going to be brought down. As he's brought down, he's rolled forward by Devin Ward. So they spot this one at about the 47-yard line. It'll be short of the first down marker, but it'll be 3rd and 4 coming up for the Windsor Owls. North County's defense has avoided allowing the big play. They gave up a few of those a week ago against Festus. So now Stinger goes under center. He's looking to hand this one off to the up back, and he does, but he bounces it off to the right side. Looked like a flag came out right as he went through the gap. He hit that A-gap and had plenty of room to go. I wonder if the flag pertains to how large the gap was, because there was definitely an alleyway. The officials conferring. And that penalty does go against Windsor, so what would have been extending the drive is now backing it up. So another penalty against the Windsor Owls in a momentous occasion. Now that's going to back them up a long way. Now just inside of the 40-yard line with 22:08 to go in the first, and they trail 7-0. Now it's going to be 3rd and a mile. Clock starting to wind. There's more time on the play clock than the game clock, so I imagine we likely won't see a play here in the remainder of the first quarter, and that should come to a close, and it sure will. As we come to an end of the first quarter, it's 7-0 in favor of the North County Raiders on their homecoming night. We'll have the opening of the second quarter coming up in just a moment. It'll be a 3rd down and 16 with the ball lined up on the Windsor 40-yard line. The Owls trying to keep the drive alive. When we come back, that'll be in 30 seconds on J98 Web TV on MIMOinfo.com.
If an unfortunate accident happens, don't settle for just anyone to put your vehicle back into shape. Trust the professionals at Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre. Not only does Kernan Auto Body offer years of experience and accepts only perfection when it comes to their work, but customer service and convenience are also top priorities for their customers. Kernan Auto Body now offers windshield repair for chips and cracks, and as always, Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre accepts MasterCard and Visa. Call them today, 573-358-7300.
While we await the start of the second quarter, we'll let you know that we're brought to you by Midwest Pawn in Deloge, the North County School District, and Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre. So the opening play of the second quarter will be a 3rd and 16 for the Windsor Owls on their own 40-yard line. After a chop block, backed him up after a 3rd and 4. What would have been a first down, now looking at a 3rd and 16. The Windsor lined up on the far hash. North County running a 4-3-4 defense tonight, and Stinger goes under center with one receiver and pump fakes. Now he's got to throw it over the top, and scouting this one out and coming up with the catch. Unbelievable catch right there for Zach Ortman. Had 2 North County Raiders on him. Matt Black along with Garrett Miller in coverage. Black looked for the interception. Ortman just looked for the football, brought it in, ripped it away at the last minute from 2 North County Raiders. And this drive stays alive. A big time pitch and catch. Ortman, that's his 3rd catch of the evening. So now 1st and 10 on the Raider 38. Stinger in shotgun. Going to run it up, right up the middle himself, but brought down at the 40-yard line. Coming up and making the play is Noah Rodenberg for the North County Raiders. So now 2nd and 11 for Windsor. That was really the play prior to that. Was the first big-time play of the evening for the Windsor Owls against this North County Raider defense. And just a 1 receiver set on that play. Now they're going to go with that same formation and go under center for Stinger. He's going to hand this one off to Fouts. Fouts goes up the middle, going to get a good push in the trenches. Now a flag comes in after the play. So we'll see if that goes against Windsor. After a 4 or 5 yard gain for Fouts, the flag comes out. And we'll see, it's going to be a hold on the Windsor Owls, so that will back them up once again. So they've had a couple of issues on 2nd and 3rd down. After getting short yardage situations, it's been a pair of holds and a chop block. One of those holds erased a touchdown. So now on the 48-yard line, on the North County 48, Windsor looking at a 2nd and 19. So they've had a lot of 2nd and long and 3rd and long scenarios, but a couple of times have extended the drive, and they're going to have the same problem this time. And a flag comes in right at the snap. And up front, Rodenberg pointing at the offensive line, but you're definitely not going to take the blame, but he's right. As it's a false start on the Windsor Owls, that's going to back them up even further. So what was a 2nd and long is now a 2nd and longer. They'll be having a 2nd and 25 ahead of them. And after getting in North County Raider territory, all the way back on their own 47 now. A pair of penalties and a 1 yard loss has them backed up. after a 20-yard passing play to extend a drive on a 3rd and long. Now looking at a 2nd and 25. Just one receiver set this time, and the fake handoff over the far side and goes around from the near side to the far side to Ortman. Ortman met in the backfield by the North County Raiders. So now it'll be a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 27. So what was a 2nd and long turned into a 2nd and longer. Now it's even a 3rd and a lot longer. Back to nearly the 45-yard line. Clock is running, 15 seconds on the play clock, 9:33 on the game clock in the first half. And 3rd and 27 on their own 45-yard line for the Windsor Owls. Now a 2-receiver set, spread way out this time. Stinger fakes the handoff, going to go over to the far side, got a little bit of room, but he's going to be met by the big man on the far side. And Jordan Smith grabs a hold of Stinger and rolls him to the turf, bringing up 4th and long. Nearly to midfield, about the 47-yard line for the Windsor Owls. Well, now a personnel change. That brings out the punt team for Windsor. And back to field this at the 10-yard line is Adam McGraw for the North County Raiders. So here's the snap. It's a little bit low, and the kick is away clean. It'll bounce at about the 27-yard line, roll down to the 16-yard line before it's touched by the Windsor Owls. So that's where North County will start the drive, deep in their own territory on their own 16. While the offense comes out, we'll let you know that we're brought to you by Rockin' Gators Grill in Festus, Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, and America's Mattress and Recliners in Farmington. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 16 for the North County Raiders with a 7-0 lead, 8:25 to go in the first half. Neither offense has really gotten going just yet. The two defenses have been playing well. But on a cold, windy night like this, kind of hinders the passing game. I say that, and one of the two big plays of the night is a pitch and catch for 20 yards to keep a drive alive for the Windsor Owls. The other big play of the evening came on our opening kickoff as Dylan Cater, the quarterback for the North County Raiders, fielded the opening kickoff and nearly returned it for a touchdown before he was brought down at the 14-yard line. And the Raiders able to get into the end zone on their opening drive. Haven't had much success since then. Now we're having a little bit of a delay as play is trying to resume, and we're going to have too many men out there. And the coaching staff for North County, I have headphones on and I could hear how upset they were with that one. But what the white hat says goes, and Coach Dallas going to voice his displeasure. As you can see that there on your screen now. You can tell that he's upset. Nobody puts headphones on that angrily. So now, after what would have been a 1st and 10 on their own 16, it's going to be a 1st and 20 on their own 6. So 94 yards away from adding to their lead. Well, that's got to be the least of their worries now, as they're 6 yards away from their own end zone. As they await to be told to resume, looks like we're going to have a 4 receivers set for the Raiders and 2 in the backfield, or 1 in the backfield. The North County Raider quarterback, Dylan Cater, wears number 20. He started the year as one of the halfbacks for this squad and had to pick it up mid-season, and now he hands this one off to Tyler Curtis and off to the near side and brought down just short of the 10. And they're going to say when the ball comes out at the end, but the official whistles him down. And watching Tyler Curtis over the years, our sports staff has seen him break off a pair of 99-yard runs. So it's nothing surprising. So now 3 receivers set, 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Cater in shotgun with Curtis behind him. Now looks like Cater's going to adjust a little bit. Here comes the snap, and he's going to throw. And the pass onto the near side and caught at about the 15-yard line. That pass caught by Ty Coulter, the 6-foot junior. So now back up just shy of the original line of scrimmage, but still a long way to go for a first down. On a 3rd down. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Now Curtis motions out to the right. The handoff is faked and thrown to Curtis, not able to come up with the catch. He had room to get the first down, but doesn't come up with the football as he was the only one over there in open space in the flats. But Tyler Curtis not able to make the grab. And now it's going to be a situation where you have to punt nearly from your own goal line. From the 3-yard line is where this kick will get away. A high kick. It's going to have some good leg to it, and it's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 48-yard line. And Windsor going to start pretty much where they left off on their own 48. Exactly 7 minutes to go in this first half. And we've only seen 1 score, and that was in the first 90 seconds of the football game. So now they spot the ball on the 49-yard line, so good starting field position for Windsor. It just gets better every time the offense comes out. A 38, a 48, and now a 49. So the shotgun snap to Stinger, fakes the handoff. Now he goes out left. He's got to beat 1 man to get across the line of scrimmage. He does. Beats another, stays on his feet, and he's going to tiptoe down the sidelines and be pushed out of bounds at about the 35. Made a few of them miss. North County not able to bring Stinger down. He's going to move the chains and then some. So a big play to open the offensive drive. Maybe that gets some momentum going. This one's now at the 36, and a fresh set of downs for the Windsor Owls. Now under center this time is Stinger, 15 on the play clock. And the handoff comes to the near side to Fouts, and Fouts hit at the 35 and falls forward for a few more. The linebackers and front 4 this evening for North County, making big play after big play. So a 2nd and 7 on the 33. And 6:23 and counting. 10 on the play clock now as Stinger gets set to go under center. And off to the far side after having success on first down to open the drive. Go with the same game plan. Gets a few more and sets up a 3rd and 4 for the Windsor Owls. Ball sits on the North County 30-yard line. Windsor did get into the end zone earlier, but a hold erased that touchdown. Had to go for a field goal, but it was blocked. So now a 3rd and 4 on the Raider 30. And in shotgun is Stinger, and he's going to run out to the left side. And he's got blockers out in front of him. He shakes one tackle, and it looks like he's going to be able to at least move the chains. Looked like he stepped out just in front of the first down marker. Needed 4, picked up 5, and that will keep the drive alive and at least 3 more tries. So slowly but surely, Windsor marches down the field once again and trying to get into the end zone with 5.5 to go in the first. First half, I should say. Now the handoff goes off to the right side. Not a big push up front, but a few yards. Dan Davis, a staple for this Raider defense over the past couple of years, comes up and makes a big stop there. It was a 4-yard gain, so it'll be a 2nd and 6 on the 21. Just 7 seconds now on the play clock as the Windsor Owls get set. Stinger takes a shotgun snap. They're going to run it off to the left side once again. This time North County's there and ready for it. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 23. So maybe a 2-yard loss, depending on where they spot the football. So it does go down as a 2-yard loss. Now it'll be a 3rd and 7. With 4:22 and counting. Windsor's does have plenty of time if they can keep this drive going, but now they're looking at a 3rd and 8 on the 23. Just trailing by 1 score. Going under center is Stinger, and a flag comes in right at the snap. So what would have been a 3rd down and 8, it's either going to be a 3rd down and 3 or a 3rd and 13. And it's an illegal procedure against Windsor. So now they're going to have the 3rd and long. So another penalty up front for the Windsor Owls is going to back them up. That's been an issue for them this evening, having penalties on 3rd down and penalties to open drives, really, that have backed them up. And the problem continues for them now. So now with 15 on the play clock, just inside of 4 minutes, it'll be a 3rd and 12 on the 27. And the handoff goes up the middle this time. And going to get back to the 22-yard line. It'll be well short of the 1st down marker. Dan Davis again gets there first. Jordan Smith helps him clean it up. So 4th down for the Windsor Owls on the 23-yard line of North County. 16 and counting on the play clock. 3:20 and going on the game clock. Stinger gets set under center. Drops back, looking left. And now he's going to tuck and run. And he's going to be met as he crosses the line of scrimmage by the North County Raiders. So that results in a turnover and downs. So not able to get into the end zone and able to run a good deal of time off of the clock. Just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. And the North County Raiders will bring their offense back out. And why they do that, we'll tell you about some scores around the area. Valley Catholic up on Potosi 21-0 in the 2nd quarter. Crystal City leads Herculaneum 8-6. It's Cape Central over Farmington 14-7. And Central leading Fredericktown 21-0, while St. Genevieve leads Perryville 14-0. So North County set to start a drive on their own 21-yard line. Cater in shotgun, 3 receivers, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side, and 1 in the backfield. And the handoff is faked. Coming to the near side is Dylan Cater. He's going to have to outrun some defenders, able to get up to the 30-yard line and pushed out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. So he was really close to moving the chains, and I think after the spot, they will have to move. So a 12-yard run to open this offensive drive for the North County Raiders as Dylan Cater keeps it himself. So the spot is on the 33-yard line. And again, a 3-receiver set, 2 on the far side, spaced out a good ways. And now Cater gives it to Curtis out of the backfield, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage before he's brought down, but not much more there for him. Keeps the clock moving. Just a 2-yard gain for Curtis. So it'll be 2nd and 8. And ball lined on the 35-yard line. So 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side. In shotgun is Cater with Curtis in the backfield with him. Now dropping back and looking quickly to the near side. And the same play they ran deep in their own territory on the previous drive. They run again with success. Ty Coulter comes up with the reception. And he's going to be just short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1 on the 42-yard line. Same formation, now just an extra man in the backfield. And this handoff going to go up the middle to Curtis and lunge forward, put a hand down, and looks like he's going to get just across for a first down. And the North County Raiders in years past have used numbers to call their plays, but now with a new coach, they're using symbols, and we'll get into that in a minute, but there's some unique symbols over there. A 4-receiver set now for the Raiders with Cater in shotgun and Curtis off to his left, and now it's fake to Curtis up the middle for Cater. A little bit there for him. Blockers downfield, so about 6-7 yards for Dylan Cater. Clock continues to run. We're inside of 2 minutes, and Dave Dallas, over the years, has ran the hurry up and spread it out, and that's what he's going for now. So the 2-minute drill in action for the Raiders. Cater takes the low shotgun snap, has to feed it to Tyler Curtis. He bounces outside. He's got a little bit of room to the 40, 20, the 35, the 30, just across the 30-yard line and brought down just short of the 25. So a big gain for Tyler Curtis. He goes 23 yards. And 1:29 now on the clock. And the spot is on the 27. And we're going to have a timeout with 1:29 on the clock. It'll be a 1st and 10 on the 27 with the Raiders driving down the field. They already lead 7-0, trying to add to that before the end of the first half. We're back in 30 seconds on MIMOinfo.com.
J&J Uniforms in Farmington has been family owned and operated since 2006. Dress professionally and properly with J&J Uniforms. They specialize in law enforcement and EMT uniforms, medical, fire, and security apparel. They have accessories for law enforcement personnel and nurses. J&J Uniforms for all of your uniform needs. Located in the Maple Valley, down from Buffalo Wild Wings in Farmington. Open until 7 p.m. weekdays, 573-664-1035.
It is week 7 of high school football, and we have 1:29 remaining in the first half. North County leading this one over the Windsor Owls 7-0, and North County's offense is moving it down the field. They're on the Windsor 28-yard line with a 1st and 10, trying to add to the lead before the end of the first half. No matter what happens, in 1 minute and 29 seconds, Windsor gets the football back to open the third quarter. So now a 4-receiver set, Twins left, Twins right, one in the backfield, Cater in shotgun. And there's the snap, rolling out to the right. Cater pump fakes, throws over the middle, and the pass is complete at the 15-yard line to Garrett Miller. So a 13-yard pitch and catch over the top. So the slot runs a slant inside, gets about to midfield, finds space, and moves the chain. So 1st and 10 on the 16. Again, a 4-receiver set. Cater now runs to the near side of the field. He's got blockers in front of him, but Windsor is closing and going to have to go out of bounds is Dylan Cater. Maybe a yard there for him. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 yards or 8 yards now that they put the football down. Cater looking to the near side, getting the play call. Can have a 3-receiver set and 2 in the backfield. It's Davis and Curtis, and now in the flats, it's Dan Davis, able to break one tackle, in through and into the end zone is Dan Davis after running into the backfield, motioning out right, catches it in the flats, goes 15 yards and adds 6 more to the North County Raider lead. Looking like a different team this week on their homecoming. So now 13-0, still 1:03 on the clock, so a lot of time for Windsor if they want to get into the end zone themselves. Extra point to come for the North County Raiders. The snap, it's down, the kick is away, it is up, and it is good. So 14-0, Dan Davis comes up with a touchdown reception. On the far side, got a 15-yard touchdown reception, and we want you to know our big drives of the game brought to you by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. We'll have the kickoff for the North County Raiders kicking to the Windsor Owls with 1:03 on the clock, and North County out front 14-0. That's next on Web TV.
The new Midwest Pawn in Deloge is locally owned and operated with over 25 years experience. Midwest Pawn in Deloge buys, sells, and trades firearms. In fact, Midwest Pawn is a great place to find a bargain on a variety of items like jewelry, electronics, tools, and more. Midwest Pawn also loans money on most items of value, and new merchandise arrives daily. Stop by today for a deal. Midwest Pawn, a helping hand when your hands are tied. In the old Wonder Bread store down the street from McDonald's in Deloge. Call 573-431-9900.
So it was a 15-yard pitch and catch to Dan Davis out of the backfield, and he gets it into the end zone with 1:03 left to go in the first half. The extra points up and through. North County leading 14-0 with 63 seconds to go in the first half. And this ball is lined up on the far hash mark. You never know what you're going to get in this scenario from Dave Dallas. So here comes the kick. And they're going to go ahead and swing the leg and boot this one back to about the 15-yard line is where it's caught by Zach Ortman. Ortman spins, gets up to the 30, out to the 35 before he's brought down. So a nice return for Windsor. And they're going to start this on North County's, or on their own 35-yard line after North County gets in the end zone. Now up by 2 scores. Oh, just under a minute to go in the first half. And if Windsor can get in the end zone with just under a minute to go, they open the third quarter with the football. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 if you can play it right. So Twins right with an I. And Stenger hands it off up the middle and making one man miss and getting across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. So that should move the chains. Just a shoelace tackle for the North County Raiders, and time continues to run. So as they move the chains, the clock will pause. And for Windsor, you're loving that right now. 41.8 on the clock and on your own 46. Clock is still paused as the officials now talking to the coaching staff of Windsor on the far side of the field. Just 41.8 on the clock. And Windsor's going to go 54 yards. So now we're going to have the two officials get together. And still at 41-8. And now the officials have to come to the near side of the field and talk to the North County coaching staff with Dave Dallas. And I know that Dave Dallas is familiar with his coaching staff. It's the same, or the officials, it's the same ones that were here for week 1. Still waiting for play to resume, and now we get the whistle. So Stenger going to go under center, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage by the North County Raiders and brought down and driven back just a little bit, so forward progress may give them a yard. So clock continues to run, and now the whistle comes in from the far side. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Windsor Owls. So they'll take a break. We'll take a break. Back in 30 seconds with 31.1 on the clock. And the ball on the 49-yard line for the Windsor Owls. Back in 30 on MIMOinfo.com.
We live in a much different world these days than we did 10 years ago. So if safety and security weighs heavily on your mind, think of Donaldson Security. Donaldson, who has over 35 years of law enforcement experience and has armed and unarmed guards available for your convenience. They know you've worked hard to build your business and take pride in making it secure. Protecting banks, hospitals, and more, call Donaldson Security at 573-431-1647.
So we sit with 31.1 seconds on the clock. Ball on the Windsor 49-yard line. Owls with possession of the football. And not a lot of time to get into the end zone, but a big play or two, and they sure could, trailing by 2 scores in this one on the Raider homecoming. Now Stinger under center, takes the snap, fakes the pitch, and it comes to the near side, and North County was fooled this time. Across to the 25, down to the 20, had the chance to step out of bounds, gets down to the 15-yard line. 21.3 on the clock. The chains will have to move. Windsor is already getting set. So that's exactly what you needed there, was the big play. So 21.3. And now we're going to have a timeout for North County. So now after the big play for the Windsor Owls to drive down the field and get in within striking distance, now in the red zone on the 15-yard line, the Raiders call a timeout. So we'll take a pause once again. And back in 30 on Web TV.
The faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District are proud of their students and their athletes. It takes hard work, dedication, and commitment to be a good, successful student and an athlete. Each student and athlete will have different goals and even different ways and timing of achieving those goals. So be yourself and excel all the way to the very top. Good luck on a great year and a great season from the faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District. They say, go Raiders!
So the Raiders are backed up to their own 15-yard line after Windsor breaks out a big play, a little bit of misdirection, fooled North County. A big gain on the ground. Brings us to 21.3 to go in the first half, and Windsor now in the red zone. Stinger going under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he's looking to his left, throws into the end zone. A lot of coverage there for North County. The pass kind of hung up, but it falls incomplete. Now 15 seconds on the clock. So the Raider secondary able to get there and knock that one down. The pass kind of floated a little bit, but it stops the clock at 15 seconds. So now it will be 2nd and 10 on the 15-yard line. So 1, maybe 2 more plays before the first half comes to an end. Stinger on the far side, getting the play. And Stinger comes into the huddle. Play about to resume. Don't necessarily have to get into the end zone if you can hurry up afterwards or at least get out of bounds. We'll see what the play call is as Stinger goes under center, dropping back this time. A quick drop, and I don't think he knew it was coming. Now it's picked off into the end zone. North County able to go up the far side. He's got a couple of guys to beat and not able to beat all of them as the quarterback comes back and makes the tackle, but picked off in the end zone is Stinger by Adam McGraw, and he brings it out to the 40-yard line. So I don't think the receiver really had an idea it was coming to him just yet, but McGraw saw it all the way and picked it off in the end zone and returned it 40 yards. And we still have 3.4 on the clock. So North County able to maybe run one play, but I don't know if you're going to try to push it with 3.4 seconds to go. Ball hasn't been spotted just yet, and it looks like they will put it, or maybe not. Well, while we have a moment, we'll let you know that we're brought to you by Culver's in Farmington, Donaldson Security Company in Park Hills, and J&J Uniforms in Farmington. So a personal foul comes in late. So now that puts North County in Windsor territory. And depending on how strong of an arm Cater has, why don't you just try and let him throw it up? But it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders do with 3.4 seconds on the clock. So this will be the final play, barring a penalty. And it's a 4-receiver set, 2 on either side. Now in motion from the far side to the near side, and it's a reverse. The blockers are set, but I don't think he's going to have the room to get there, and he is not, and brought down as the first half comes to a close with the North County Raiders out front 14, and the Windsor Owls just posting a 0 through the first half. We're right here for week 7 of high school football on Web TV this evening, and North County is going to kick off to open the second half to Windsor. And things are about to get back underway for part 2 of Web TV action this evening. Windsor had a chance to drive down at the end of the first half, picked off in the end zone in the final seconds. And now they're going to get a chance with the offense. Assuming this kick is fielded cleanly, it is at the 17. Now it's going to be pitched in the backfield across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Initially, it was Fouts, and he pitched it in the backfield. So that'll bring the Windsor offense out on the field. Windsor's been able to move the ball down the field. They've done it methodically. They've had a couple of plays where they took big chunks, but they've had success moving the ball down the field, just have yet to capitalize and get points. The first time they drove down the field, had to settle for a field goal. Ultimately, it was blocked by the Raiders and then picked off in the end zone at the end of the first half. Now Stenger under center, hands off to open the third, and bouncing it out to the right side and into open space. That's Brandon Fouts across the 40, 30. He's got one man to beat and pushed out of bounds as he crosses about the 15-yard line. So Brandon Fouts, a big run from the 28-yard line in his own territory, a long way down the right sideline into Raider territory. And this is kind of similar to how we opened the contest, with North County making a big play and then capitalizing on it, and Windsor looking to do the same right here. Well, 19 seconds come off the clock in the third quarter, and Windsor is already knocking on the door. Down 2 scores, but they can cut that in half right here. Stenger's in shotgun now with 2 in the backfield. No receivers. He's got tight ends on one side and the other, but he's going to keep it and run to the near side. He's going to have to fight to get back to the 10-yard line, but I think he gets back to the 10, so maybe a couple there for him. They're going to spot him on the 11, so a 1-yard gain. So they're looking at 2nd and 9. There is a little bit of room for a first down. They'll have to get in between the 2 and the goal line to get there, but there is room. But right now, 2nd and 9 on the 11 with 11:34 on the clock in the third quarter. Stenger going to go under center. He takes the snap, now hands it off to Fouts. Fouts goes to the right side, but brought down by Devin Ward. A good tackle by Ward in open field to keep Fouts from breaking into open space and finding the painted turf. So now 3rd down. And it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 9. As the ball will be placed back on the 11-yard line.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 9.
So one problem that the Windsor Owls have had this evening are penalties in big situations. They did get into the end zone once this evening, but a penalty erased that. See if they can capitalize here. As the handoff goes to Stenger, he's going to come to the near side. He's got blockers. He can get into the end zone. He's going to this time. So 9 yards for a first down. Don't worry about it. He's going to get 2 extra and find the end zone. Stenger's going to put 6 on the board, and no yellow on the field this time other than Raider paint. So 6 for Windsor, and they're going to try to add to that on the point after touchdown. So very similar to how things started for North County in the first half, now starting that way for Windsor in the second half. 14-6, extra point to come. The snap, here's the kick, and it's a low kick, line drive, and it's up and through. It just clears the crossbar and gets in. So very quickly, Windsor cuts the Raider lead in half. So while the Special teams units come out. We'll take a quick break and be back in 30 seconds on Web TV on MyMoInfo.com.
We live in a much different world these days than we did 10 years ago. So if safety and security weighs heavily on your mind, think of Donaldson Security. Donaldson, who has over 35 years of law enforcement experience and has armed and unarmed guards available for your convenience. They know you've worked hard to build your business and take pride in making it secure. Protecting banks, hospitals, and more. Call Donaldson Security at 573-431-1647.
So it was Tyler Stenger that capped off that drive, 11-yard run to find the end zone and put 6 on the board for the Windsor Owls. They add the extra point and cut the Raider lead in half, now 14-7, and a lot of time to go in this one. All of our big drives of the game brought to you by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Now Windsor set to kick off from the 40-yard line. Their kicker is Nick Polite. And back to field the kick, Tyler Curtis on the near side and Dylan Cater on the far side for the Raiders. So a quick drive for the Owls to get into the end zone for the first time of the night. Now Windsor kicks off and North County gets a chance to respond. Fielded at the 12-yard line by Cater. He had a big return earlier in the evening and a big hit as he crosses about the 25-yard line, but brought down. So that drive will start at the 20, about the 28, as the official marks it off. So after having a 2-score lead, now cut in half to a 1-score lead, Dave Dallas is going to get his offense back out on the field, and North County going to try and get in the end zone and respond to what Windsor just did. Windsor didn't take but just over a minute to get into the end zone. So now the Raiders had momentum all of the first half, and it's Windsor that has the momentum in the second half. Cater in shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to Tyler Curtis. Curtis goes up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and gets across to the 40-yard line before he's brought down. So it's 13 yards for Tyler Curtis, and that'll move the chains on the first play for the Raiders in the third quarter. So now on the 41-yard line, Cater's going to go back in shotgun. 2 receivers on his right, 1 on his left, and Curtis in the backfield. The handoff is going to be pulled away from Curtis at the last minute. Cater runs off to the left side, gets into the secondary across the first down marker and pushed out of bounds as he gets across midfield into Windsor territory, but just into Windsor territory as he's pushed out at about the, see where the spot goes down, at the 48-yard line. And again, a 3-receiver set, 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side for Cater and shotgun with Curtis in the backfield. Now the handoff is going to go to Curtis. Curtis puts a stiff arm out, gets a few yards back to the line of scrimmage, then across as he bounces it out to the right side. And he's going to get to about the 43-yard line. So a 5-yard gain for Tyler Curtis. So now 2nd and 5 for North County. 2 receivers now on Cater's left and 1 on the near side. Now Curtis comes up, has a quick word with Dylan Cater, the Raider quarterback, who takes the shotgun snap. Now fakes the handoff and has to run left, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. A flag comes in at the end of the play.
Nick Polite on the sack. Also in on that sack.
And depending on how this call goes, the ball is currently spotted just across midfield into Raider territory.
And after a 3-run home run by Matt Holliday, it's 10-6.
So we hear over the PA, Matt Holliday, a 3-run shot, and the Cardinals lead the Dodgers 10-6. So after trailing 6-2, Cardinals now lead 10-6. And they said this team didn't have much offense. Here at North County Raider Field in Bonne Terre, we have 9:44 to go in the third quarter, and it's 14-7 in favor of the home team, the North County Raiders. They're looking at a 3rd and 5 as the ball's on the 49-yard line, and after the penalty, they're backed up, looking at a 3rd and 12 at midfield. Now Cater in shotgun with 2 on his right, 1 on his left, and 2 in the backfield. Now Curtis goes in motion to the far side, and the handoff is going to go up the middle to Dan Davis. Dan Davis, more of your physical runner than what Tyler Curtis is, but Dan Davis is just going to get about 6 yards out of it, so that'll bring up a 4th and 6. And North County's drive is going to come to an end. And they're going to end up punting this one from their own 40. And Windsor is now lined up on the 10, set to receive. Looks like it's Weber back to receive for the Owls, and here comes the kick. It's away cleanly, end over end, bounces just short of the 20, and takes a Windsor hop, and it's going to be down at the 25-yard line. As the offense and defense for either team comes out, we want to let you know we're brought to you by Midwest Pawn in Deloge, North County School District, and Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre, along with Rockin' Gators Grill in Festus, Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, and America's Mattress and Recliners in Farmington. So both of these teams looking to get win number 2 on the season. Windsor trying to spoil the Raider homecoming. The Raiders had momentum through the first half and went to the break with a 14-0 lead. Now Windsor comes out in the third and puts 7 on the board and now has the football, and a handoff goes up the middle. A few yards there as Andrews bounces off one tackler and gets cleaned up after a 4-yard gain. It'll be spotted at the 29-yard line with 8:26 on the third quarter clock. With time continuing to run, 17 on the play clock. Now 2 receivers head out to the right side for the Owls, 2 in the backfield, directly behind Stenger. And this goes to the up back, and he's going to get a big run up the middle, still on his feet. An aggressive run for Andrews to get nearly to midfield. So now they spot it at the 48. So a big run for the Windsor Owls. And they're nearly in North County territory, just a couple of yards away. And if they can march down and get into the end zone, we're going to have a ball game. So on the Windsor 48, the Owls offense breaks out of the huddle. It'll be 1st and 10. After a big run from their halfback Andrews. Now Stenger, the quarterback, keeps it himself, comes to the near side, gets across midfield. And he's in Raider territory, but maybe only a few feet in. So a 3-yard gain for him, so they'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Windsor Owls. Clock continues to run. 7.5 to go in the third. Windsor trying to march down and tie this game up. And the way their offense has been going so far, they have a great chance of doing that on this drive. They just break into North County territory. Stenger goes under center. No receivers out on the outside this time. They go big formation and hand it off to Brandon Fouts, who bounces out to the right side. He's not going to get the first down, maybe 5 yards away from it. We'll have a 3rd down coming up for Windsor. Inside of 7 minutes, and a 3rd and 5 ahead of the Owls. I think if they can convert on this 3rd down, momentum will even slide even further their way. Now 2 receivers to the far side of Stenger. He hands this one off up the middle to Andrews. He's going to get right to the 1st down marker, but I don't know if he got across. But it'll bring up a 4th and short if he didn't. And it looks like the official is going to walk it out just a yard shy. But it's very close, maybe not even a full yard. So a 4th and maybe half of a yard away.
It's 4th and 1.
And Windsor trying to keep the drive alive. They've had luck keeping their drives alive in tight situations this evening. A couple of them have been set up by their own penalties. But this one's a little bit easier than what they've already converted this evening. So it's 4th and 1 on the 43. And Windsor trying to extend the drive. The handoff's going to go up the middle. He's going to get it in more. Break a tackle. Andrews going to the 20, the 10, and he's going to be brought down just short of the 10-yard line.
Garrett Miller on the stop for the Raiders.
Broke through the middle, up into past the linebackers, into the secondary, and it was Garrett Miller that brought him down. And the spot is on the 15. So a couple of big runs by the Owls here in the third quarter, and they're knocking on the door trying to tie this up as they break into the red zone on 2 straight drives. 5:40 and counting on the third quarter clock. Stenger's going to go back under center. 2 behind him, 2 on the outside. Now the handoff's going to go up the middle to the right side. Going to follow the right guard up and through. Not much there for him. Clock will continue to run. So 2 yards there for him. Now on the 13, it'll be 2nd and 8. So plenty of room there for a first down. But first they have to worry about 2nd down and 8 on the Raider 13. Now Stenger under center, drops back and hands it off to Fouts. Fouts going to break through, and he's into the end zone. And this game is very close to being tied up. It's now 13-14 with the extra point to come. No flags on the field once again, so 2 straight drives. Windsor marches down the field, and can you say halftime adjustments? Whatever they said to those kids at halftime, it's working, as they're right back into this game, down 1 point with the extra point to come. 4:50 still remaining in the third. 7 minutes and 10 seconds in, and now a jump for the North County special teams. So we'll see if that'll change the play call any for the Owls. A 14-13 game after the first 14 points scored by North County. Now 13 straight by Windsor with the extra point to come. Just inside of 5 minutes to go, and looks like they're going to line up and go ahead and kick. Snap, the hold, the kick, and it just clears the crossbar. Didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. 14-14, 4:50 to go in the third quarter. We're going to take a 30-second pause, and this game basically just started over in the second half. 30 seconds away from a lot more excitement on Web TV.
The faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District are proud of their students and their athletes. It takes hard work, dedication, and commitment to be a good, successful student and an athlete. Each student and athlete will have different goals and even different ways and timing of achieving those goals. So be yourself and excel all the way to the very top. Good luck on a great year and a great season from the faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District. They say, go Raiders!
So the touchdown drive capped off by Brandon Fouts, able to get into the end zone. Extra point barely went up and through, but nonetheless, this game's tied at 14. And your big drives of the game brought to you by ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre. Now Windsor set to kick off to North County. North County not able to get the offense going here in the second half, but Windsor completely the opposite. Able to march down the field, getting chunks at a time, and looking to spoil this homecoming. And they've just tied it up on the previous drive. Now here is the kick. It's a low line drive, and it's caught at the 30 to the 35, the 40, now running out to the far side and across the 40, maybe to the 43-yard line. And that's where the official stands, at the 43. So the Raiders will start at their own 43, not bad field position. That's essentially where they just had to punt from on the previous drive that they had. But North County, 2 drives in the second half and 14 points to show for it. The Raiders, 1 drive and 1 punt to show for it. So now they're going to have to come out and see if they can't respond. So each team traded 14-point swings so far in this one. 1st and 10 on their own 43, and the Raiders offense comes out on the field. It's like a 3-receiver set now, 2 on Cater's left, 1 on the near side, and Davis and Curtis in the backfield with Cater. And now the handoff comes to the near side, and no, that's not Davis in the backfield. That's Austin Riles in the backfield now. Austin Riles, not the biggest fellow you'll ever see at 5'6" and 160. A little speedster coming out of the backfield for the Raiders. So a 2-yard gain for him. 2nd and 8 on the 45. Now we'll have 2 receivers on the near side and 2 on the far side. Cater goes in shotgun once again and takes the snap and pulls it away from Curtis at the last minute and gets across midfield down to the 45. So he'll move the chains and keep the drive alive. They've had success with the read option tonight of the North County Raiders. Had a little bit more success from it right there as Cater pulls the ball away from Tyler Curtis at the last minute and able to get across midfield. So now running a little bit quicker. A 3-receiver set, Twins left, single receiver on the near side. Cater in shotgun, takes a snap, and this time he's going to pull the handoff again and throw it deep, and it's going to flutter, and it's picked off. An interception for the Windsor Owls as the Raiders were driving down the field after a big play, and it looks like there's a flag down at the 40-yard line. We'll see what the flag is for. Right now, the ball sits on the 9-yard line after an interception. And it is going to be against the Raiders, so it stays in the possession of the Windsor Owls. So an interception, the first interception for Cater this evening, the first turnover this evening for North County. And it comes with the game tied at 14, and North County was moving it down the field. And now Windsor's offense comes back out trying to make it 3 scores on 3 drives with this game tied at 14. A lot of time still to go in this one, so you never know what you're going to get into. 3:42 to go in the 3rd quarter with this one tied at 14 all. Ball sits on the 9-yard line and 1st and 10 for the Windsor offense. So now they're going to run with 2 receivers onto the near side, spread a good deal out. Stanger goes under center, drops the football after the snap, picks it back up, gets across the line of scrimmage before he's brought down for a short gain, if any at all. And it looks like they're going to spot it right back on the 9, so again, 2nd and 10. North County's defense did well in the first half. Haven't really came out with that same intensity in the second half. Didn't allow a single point through 2 quarters. They've allowed 14 just in the 3rd. Now Stinger under center. Handoff going to go up the middle. Running between the tackles in the 3rd quarter. Windsor's had a couple of big runs. Not able to break one out right there. So it's going to be a 3rd down. The ball on the 13. It'll be a 3rd and 7, 2:44. 2:42 now on the clock. 16 on the play clock. Windsor not yet coming out of the huddle. Now they break out. And going to that far side of the field is Marler. The handoff is not going to be made as Stenger runs out to the right side, keeps it himself, and it looks like he's going to get across the 20-yard line. The first down marker was at the 19, so that will move the chains for Windsor. So after starting on the 9-yard line, able to get a few runs to get him a little bit more space. Now out to the, just across the 20-yard line. And coming to the near side of the field, that's Marler and Ortman spread out. And Stenger goes under center. And he's going to hand this one off to Andrews, who's met at the line of scrimmage by the North County Raider front four. And then the linebackers close. And that'll bring us inside of 2 minutes in the third. It'll bring up second down and maybe 9. Not much there on the prior play. Play clock and game clock continue to run. And again, it's Marler and Ortman on the far side. Marler on the far side, Ortman on the near side, and then the handoff is going to be fake, pulled out. Stenger runs off to the right side, a couple there for him. He'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up a third down and 6 for the Windsor Owls. on the 24-yard line. Not worried about hurrying just yet as either of these two teams. Windsor now breaks out of the huddle with 8, 7, 6 on the play clock. Inside of 1 minute in the third. Stinger in shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to be pressured in the backfield. He's brought down by the North County Raiders in the backfield. So that'll bring up a 4th down and what looks like maybe 11 yards now. Clock continues to run. We're inside of 1 minute to go in the third quarter. And Windsor's able to score 14 in the third. And they've tied this back up. But still a little bit of time left in the third.
Loss of about 4 on that play. It's 4th and 10.
This will bring up the punt team for Windsor after being sacked on the 3rd down. A high snap, it floats, kick gets away clean. It's end over end, it bounces, and it's not going to cross midfield as this one's touched at the North County 48-yard line. So the offense will get to start a drive in their own territory, but only 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. So this is going to shape up to be a wild fourth quarter on the Raider homecoming with this one tied at 14 each. It was 14 first half points for North County to take a 14-0 lead into the break. Windsor responds in the third quarter and puts 14 up themselves, getting the run game going. And now we're all tied up. So barring a 47-yard play, we're going to go into the fourth quarter tied at 14. Now Cater's going to go into shotgun with Curtis behind him. 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side. And the handoff going to go up the middle to Curtis. And he's going to nearly be brought down, able to get away from one tackler. Back across the 45, and he'll get about 4 yards on that one. As we end the third quarter, we'll switch sides, and we'll be back in just a moment on Web TV.
Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill in Festus, located in the old Laddie Boys building, invite you to their grand opening celebration this Saturday at 10 a.m. Stop by and celebrate, enjoy drink specials, giveaways, a washer tournament, and 2 live bands. They're going to be smoking 2 6-foot alligators. So make plans now to celebrate with Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill this Saturday during their grand opening celebration at the old Laddie Boys starting at 10 a.m.
If an unfortunate accident happens, don't settle for just anyone to put your vehicle back into shape. Trust the professionals at Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre. Not only does Kernan Auto Body offer years of experience and accepts only perfection when it comes to their work, but customer service and convenience are also top priorities for their customers. Kernan Auto Body now offers windshield repair for chips and cracks, and as always, Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre accepts MasterCard and Visa. Call them today, 573-358-7300.
And before play does resume, we'll update you on some scores around the listening area. Valley Catholic over Potosi in the third, 41-0. Herky leads Crystal City, and that one's 28-8, but play about to resume here with the score tied at 14 and 12 minutes left to go in this contest. The Raiders in shotgun. 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side, and that's Curtis in the backfield. The handoff is to Curtis. He's going to go up the middle, and he's going to drag one tackler, but able to hang on and pull him down. That's Nick Hunziker, able to hang on and bring Tyler Curtis down. He does get across the 40-yard line, able to set up a second and short. So just a yard away from a first down and able to get it. And forward progress there now as they push the pile forward. So that will extend a drive for the Raiders. So we enter the fourth quarter tied at 14 with the Raiders with the football. We now have 11:28 on the clock, a 1st and 10, and the Raiders in Owl territory now at the 33-yard line and setting up with a 3-receiver set with 2 on the far side. Cater in shotgun, and he's going to hand it off to Curtis once again. They're going to bounce it between the tackles. And now a flag comes out at the end of the play. It's 11:11 on the clock. See what the flag is, or who it's against, rather. A little bit of extracurricular activity, and it's going to go against Windsor. So the foul goes against Windsor, And a ball that was lined up on the 29-yard line. It's going to be, we'll see if the officials get together. And they are going to move it a good ways forward now. This one's going to be brought down to about the 15-yard line.
First and 10 from the 15-yard line.
So 11-11 on the clock, a big penalty against the Windsor Owls. They've had a couple of penalties hurt them tonight. One penalty erased a touchdown early in this contest. And now, with the game tied at 14, a penalty puts North County in the red zone, and Cater's going to keep it himself on first down and get up into the 10-yard line. So a 4-yard gain for Cater. We'll continue to run the clock. It'll be a 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 10, so a little bit of room for a first down. Cater looks for the shotgun snap with 3 receivers set. Now he hands it off to Curtis with a little bit of steam, and Curtis going to lunge forward. I don't think he got into the end zone, but he's close. So that'll be a fresh set of downs on the 1-yard line for the Raiders. So first and goal to go on the 1. With this one tied at 14, and a bad play, and looks like Cater's going to break free and get into the end zone. He was wrapped up in the backfield. Meeting him in the backfield was James Mercurio. Cater able to rip the jersey away out of Mercurio's hands and go 1 yard, get into the end zone. Very surprising there. Now the special teams unit's going to come out for the Raiders, so that penalty proves to be costly for the Owls, as it's now 20-14 with the extra point to come. So the white hat goes back in, doesn't let play resume just yet. It's going to be a false start on the Raiders, so that's going to back them up. So what would have been a chip shot isn't so easy any longer. This one lined up on the 15, so he's looking at about 25 yards, 27 yards now. Snap, hold, kick. Extra point is good. 7 more for the Raiders. The penalty is costly for the Windsor Owls. So now 1-score lead with 10:32 to go for the North County Raiders, and a 1-yard touchdown run for Dylan Cater caps off the drive and capitalizes on the penalty against the Windsor Owls. And your big drives of the game brought to you by ProCare Automotive. So 10.5 on the clock. North County leads by 1 score in their homecoming. Windsor's had a good offense going here in the second half. We'll see if they can resume that success in 30 seconds on J98 Web TV.
J&J Uniforms in Farmington has been family owned and operated since 2006. Dress professionally and properly with J&J Uniforms. They specialize in law enforcement and EMT uniforms, medical, fire, and security apparel. They have accessories for law enforcement personnel and nurses. J&J Uniforms for all of your uniform needs. Located in the Maple Valley, down from Buffalo Wild Wings in Farmington. Open until 7 p.m. weekdays, 573-664-1035.
So Fouts catches it on the 10, pitches it behind him, but not able to get a big play out of it as they were hoping to. But across the 20, about to the 24-yard line, so a little bit better than a touchback. Now 10:25 on the clock in the fourth quarter, and trailing by 7. All 14 points came in the third quarter for the Windsor Owls, so the offense not having troubles here in the second half. A penalty proved to be costly for him as North County was driving down the field. An unsportsmanlike put them on the 15-yard line. And now a 1st and 10 on the 24, on their own 24. Here's Windsor's offense. Stenger under center. Now he hands it off to Fouts. Fouts is going to fight his way for some yards. So a tough run from Fouts to get 6 yards and get up to the 30-yard line. Clock will continue to run. will be inside of 10 minutes as the next play goes. But it'll be a 2nd and 3 on the 31-yard line after a nice run by Fouts. Now Hunziker leaves the field, and I believe it was Andrews that came on for Windsor. And they're going to run a tight I formation on this one. Stenger takes the handoff, and it's looking like it's going to go to Fouts again with Andrews up front to block, but Andrews got through the hole and Fouts didn't. Clock will continue to wind. It seems like it's moving quick, but it's still 9.5 to go. And it'll be 3rd and 1 for Windsor on their own 34-yard line. Their run game has had success in short yardage situations this evening. See if they try to just pound it between the tackles, and they're going to let Stenger keep it. He's going to go outside the tackles, get the first down, break another tackle to midfield, and spins off another tackler and gets across the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. Devin Ward was there to square him up for the Raiders, and a nice spin from Stenger, able to avoid the tackle and get a few more yards. So Windsor, again, with the run game, moving it down the field. Now in Raider territory, with 9:02 on the clock. So again, keeping it tight. 2 in the backfield. Stenger gives it to the up back. Andrews bounces off one tackler. Out to the right side, maybe 2 yards there for him. But positive yardage. It seems like every carry is positive yardage for the Windsor Owls here in the second half. 8:44 and counting. Windsor has a lot of time to move it down the field. Looking at a 2nd and 8 on the 40. They trail by 7 as North County leads this one 21-14. Now Stenger is nearly the deepest in the backfield, so he's going to keep it himself, go off to the left side. He finds a hole up to the 30, jukes another man, another spin move. The kid's spin move is absolutely brilliant, and it gets him free into the end zone. A touchdown for the Windsor Owls, and the run game can't be stopped in the second half. That's 6 more for the Owls, and an extra point away from tying this one up. It was 13-14, and the extra point was a little shaky to tie it at 14. So it'll be interesting to see the approach that will be taken after this. So an amazing spin move on back-to-back runs from the quarterback Stenger to get himself a few more yards. This time he gets himself into the end zone with it. So here's the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked. Oh man, the kick is blocked. It's now 21-20 after the touchdown. A lot of time still on the clock, 8-12, and North County's offense hasn't really gotten going here in the second half. Had to have help to get into the end zone. But the extra point is blocked.
The bottom of the 8th in Los Angeles.
Wow. I was wondering if that's what was going to happen in a tight scenario, if the extra point would be blocked, and it sure was, and it was an extra point to tie. So a big time block for the North County Raiders to hang on to a 1-point lead at 21-20 in the fourth quarter, 8:12 to go. A huge play for the Raiders. So if you were looking for momentum, it just went your way. Now Windsor has to kick off, and it's Cater and Curtis going to the back to field the kick. It's Cater on the near side, Curtis on the far side. The last time it went over the top to Davis, and Davis fielded it at the 30 the last time the Owls kicked off. Now just over 8 minutes to go, a 1-point lead for the North County Raiders, and here comes the kick from the Windsor Owls, and it's a short one. It's going to bounce through the first layer of guys, and it looks like it went out of bounds. Oh, man. Not sure if it went out of bounds or if it was out of bounds when it was touched, or the guy trying to field it slid out of bounds. But it was close. It was on the far side of the field. The official has a much better look at it than what I do. but just momentum. It looked like it may have been recovered in the field of play, and now the official signals it. It's a legal procedure.
Kickoff goes out of bounds. Results in
So the ball
a illegal procedure penalty against the Owls.
apparently did roll out of bounds before one of the Raiders was able to get to it. So a sneaky onside kick for Windsor. They nearly were able to recover it. Just a moment too late. Now 8-12. And the Raider offense starts on the 35 with a first down and 10. Points will be huge here. Cater in shotgun, 3 receiver set, 2 on the far side, 2 in the backfield. Now it goes, the handoff comes to the near side, breaking through the tackles. A lot of room there, and the football comes out. The football comes out at the 40-yard line, and the Windsor Owls recover it. A huge turnover and takeaway for the Windsor Owls, and with 8 minutes on the clock, they have the football trailing by 1 point. A big-time takeaway for Windsor. The ball popped out and recovered by the Owls. So now this is placed on the 39-yard line. And you can tell that Tyler Curtis is upset on the near sideline. Cater, the quarterback over there, talking with the offensive coordinator. And now Windsor, they've been clicking here in the second half. See if they can keep it going. Down by 1 point with 8 minutes on the clock in the fourth quarter. Stenger in trouble, able to get through. Back to the line of scrimmage. Fighting forward for a couple more. Oh, turns what would have been negative yardage into positive yardage. Gets across the 40 out to the 42-yard line. So 3 for him, setting up 2nd and 7. Clock continues to run. We're inside of 8 minutes. And it's 21-20 in favor of the Raiders, but Windsor, all 20 points come here in the second half, and they've got the football and in control after the takeaway. A big-time fumble by the Raiders. Now 2nd and 7. 7:18 on the clock. Stenger hands it off. Fouts off to the left side. Into open space to the 40. The 35 to the 30. He's got one man to beat. He's not going to get out in front of him. He's brought down at the 20-yard line. So Windsor in striking distance once again. The run game able to get chunks at a time here in the second half, and they do it once again. So not a lot of time comes off the clock, but in striking distance once again is this is going to be spotted on the 18-yard line. So in the red zone, down by 1, Windsor knocking on the door. 1st and 10 on the 18. 7:04 in the fourth quarter remaining. Stenger is deep, takes the handoff, runs it out to the left side, and he's got open space again. They let him get free, and he lunges to get into the end zone. No signal yet. And they're saying he's going to be just short of the pylon. So 1 yard away from taking the lead. A drive that started 1 minute and 8 seconds ago, and they have flown down the field. 59 yards in just over a minute. And Windsor ready to capitalize on that takeaway. It'll leave a lot of time on the clock for the Raiders. For Windsor, they punch forward, the quarterback sneak, and Stenger punches it in. He lines up under center, takes the snap, punches it in, and 6 more for the Owls. So the 1 point deficit now turns into a 5-point lead with 6:50 on the clock. A great fourth quarter of football so far. Now we'll see what they do for the extra point. 5-point lead, 26-21. And we're going to have a timeout for the Owls. An interesting call will be coming up It's 26-21, 6:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Windsor just scored a touchdown. Will they kick the extra point or go for two? We'll find out in 30 seconds on Web TV.
The new Midwest Pawn in Deloge is locally owned and operated with over 25 years' experience. Midwest Pawn in Deloge buys, sells, and trades firearms. In fact, Midwest Pawn is a great place to find a bargain on a variety of items like jewelry, electronics, tools, and more. Midwest Pawn also loans money on most items of value, and new merchandise arrives daily. Stop by today for a deal. Midwest Pawn, a helping hand when your hands are tied. In the old Wonder Bread store down the street from McDonald's in Deloge. Call 573-431-9900.
We live in a much different world these days than we did 10 years ago. So if safety and security weighs heavily on your mind, think of Donaldson Security. Donaldson, who has over 35 years of law enforcement experience and has armed and unarmed guards available for your convenience. They know you've worked hard to build your business and take pride in making it secure. Protecting banks, hospitals, and more, call Donaldson Security at 573-431-1647.
All right, the Owls just scored a touchdown, lead by 5. And it looks like the offense is still out to try and put 2 more on. Stenger, the deep back, runs to the far side. He's got space, and he puts 2 more on.
Stenger takes it in for the 2-point conversion.
A huge 2-point conversion for the Windsor Owls. Now 28-21. So the takeaway results in points for the Windsor Owls. As the special teams units come out, we'll take a 30-second pause, and we're going to bring you the final 6:50 in the fourth quarter on Web TV.
The faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District are proud of their students and their athletes. It takes hard work, dedication, and commitment to be a good, successful student and an athlete. Each student and athlete will have different goals and even different ways and timing of achieving those goals. So be yourself and excel all the way to the very top. Good luck on a great year and a great season from the faculty and staff at the North St. Francis County School District. They say, go Raiders!
We understand that we're welcoming in the listeners from J98 to boot. We want to thank you for joining us this evening. You just joined us at the perfect time. The Windsor Owls just strike and go up 26-21, add the 2-point conversion. They lead this 28-21. We went to halftime with North County up 14-0. Windsor opens the third quarter and puts 2 touchdowns in, and we were tied at 14. Then North County takes the lead, 21-14, gets the ball back, not able to get anything going. Windsor drives down, puts a touchdown in. It's 21-20. Extra point is blocked, so it stayed 21-20. North County fumbled on the next possession, and Windsor just turned it into points and added the 2-point conversion. So now the kickoff from Windsor, and it's fielded deep and brought across the 30-yard line, still on his feet, but brought down from behind, just short of the 35-yard line. So an exciting game so far, to say the least. Trying to fill you in the best I can. Hope you stayed with it. We went from a 14-point Raider lead to a tie game at 14, then a 21-14 Raider lead, then a 21-20 Raider lead. Now it's 28-21 Windsor. So after Windsor's been clawing and fighting their whole way back, they just put themselves on top, and their run game has really been dominant here in the second half. Now the North County offense sets up with 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side, Cater in shotgun, 2 in the backfield. And the handoff is given to Curtis, and he's going to be met in the backfield and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Getting there is James Mercurio for Windsor, and brought down in the backfield, Tyler Curtis. So 6:26 on the clock and counting, and it'll be a second down coming up on the 34-yard line. They spot forward progress and say it's 2nd and 9, 6:15 and counting. A 3-receiver set on the far side, 1 on the near side. Cater in shotgun. Pulls it away from Curtis at the last minute. The play action off to the right side. The read options really worked for North County throughout the contest. Haven't utilized it as much here late in the game. But with 6 minutes to go and down by 1 score, you pretty much open the playbook and use what works. So inside of 6 minutes, ball placed on the 40-yard line, 3 yards away from a first down. So 3rd and 3. And 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side, 2 in the backfield. Cater takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Curtis. He's going to break across to the 35. Now he's going to go into the midfield. A lot of room for Tyler Curtis down the sidelines, cuts back inside, stays on his feet at the 20, the 10, 5. Pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line. An amazing run for Tyler Curtis. The senior doesn't want to go out with a down note on his homecoming. Down 1 touchdown. And Tyler Curtis breaks off an amazing run, breaks several tackles, cuts it back at the 20, stays on his feet, but not able to get in the end zone. But deep into Windsor territory, now 1st and 5 and goal to go with 5:24 on the clock. North County down 28-21. And momentum may have just jumped back to North County's way. It's gone either way all night long. Now the handoff out of shotgun to Tyler Curtis, and he's going to run 5 yards up the middle. The ball pops out. The ball pops out at the goal line. No signal yet. The handoff went up the middle to Curtis. He fumbled on the drive before. And they say he fumbles short of the goal line, and Windsor recovers on the 2. So after a spectacular play to get your offense deep into Owl territory, a turnover once again for the run game for the North County Raiders. And Windsor has the football on their own 2-yard line with a 7-point lead and 5:18 on the clock. So that's back-to-back drives where North County, plagued by turnovers, the fumble comes out late, and now we have a player down at the 20-yard line. So while we have a stop in the action, we're going to take a break ourselves. We'll resume after the injury timeout. It's J98 The Boot and Web TV on MIMOinfo.com.
Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill in Festus, located in the old Laddie Boys building, invite you to their grand opening celebration this Saturday at 10 a.m. Stop by and celebrate, enjoy drink specials, giveaways, a washer tournament, and 2 live bands. They're going to be smoking 2 6-foot alligators. So make plans now to celebrate with Rockin' Gators Bar and Grill this Saturday during their grand opening celebration at the old Laddie Boys, starting at 10 a.m.
If an unfortunate accident happens, don't settle for just anyone to put your vehicle back into shape. Trust the professionals at Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre. Not only does Kernan Auto Body offer years of experience and accepts only perfection when it comes to their work, but customer service and convenience are also top priorities for their customers. Kernan Auto Body now offers windshield repair for chips and cracks, and as always, Kernan Auto Body in Bonne Terre accepts MasterCard and Visa. Call them today, 573-358-7300.
J98 Web TV football right now, 5:18 left to go in the 4th quarter. A 7-point lead for the Windsor Owls after getting a takeaway on the 2-yard line. After a big run from the North County Raiders to go deep into Owl territory. Not able to score on the big run was Tyler Curtis. They handed off to him again on the ensuing play, and he fumbles on the 2, and the Owls recovered. That's back-to-back offensive drives for the North County Raiders where they've coughed up the football, and that's been the story, it seems like, all season for the Raiders. Get into the red zone, have costly turnovers, and this happens on back-to-back drives late in the football game, trailing by 1 score, and they were on the doorstep. I mean, I don't know how the run prior didn't get into the end zone after having cut back at the 20-yard line. He was brought down from behind at the 2 or 3-yard line. On the next play, he tries to punch it in, and Windsor forces another turnover. They lead this one 28-21, and we have 5:18 to go in the 4th quarter, and play about to resume. It'll be a 1st and 10 on their own 2-yard line for the Windsor offense. They've had great success running between the tackles early in the first half, and their quarterback, Stanger, able to bounce it outside, and his spin move has given him big chunks of yards throughout the contest. So now a big drive for these two teams with 5:18 to go and a 1-score lead for the Windsor Owls. Now we're set. Stanger going to go under center. No receivers behind him, just going jumbo. They try to punch it up the middle, and met right at the line of scrimmage by the North County Raiders. Well, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got any further than that. It will wind the clock. We'll be inside of 5 minutes on the next play. At 28-21, Windsor in control, but now deep in their own territory with a 2nd and 10 on their own 2. We have 15 on the play clock. Now Windsor breaks out of the huddle. 4:44 on the game clock and counting on both. Now 10 on the play clock. Stenger looks behind him. Looks like he's going to have a couple of words with the running back. Now the handoff to the running back. Breaks through on the right side, follows the right tackle, gets a decent gap up to the 5-yard line. But it'll set up a 3rd and 7 now, and still very deep in their own territory. Ball placed on the 5-yard line. So the next 2 plays, very big for both of these 2 squads. We have 18 on the play clock, 4:10 now on the game clock, both winding. Windsor still in the huddle. The North County defense set up. Crowd is nearly silent. 4 minutes to go, 5 on the play clock. Using every bit of it is the quarterback Stenger for the Owls. Now he goes under center, takes the snap, hands it off, and bouncing it off to the left side, but met again at the line of scrimmage is Fouts. Just a sophomore, but getting a lot of action tonight for the Windsor Owls. Brandon Fouts runs off to the left side, but now a big time situation for these 2 teams as we'll have a 4th and 6 on the 6-yard line coming up. It's 3:43 on the game clock, 28-21. Windsor out front. We're going to be back in 30 seconds on Web TV and J98.
J&J Uniforms in Farmington has been family owned and operated since 2006. Dressed professionally and properly with J&J Uniforms. They specialize in law enforcement and EMT uniforms, medical, fire, and security apparel. They have accessories for law enforcement personnel and nurses. J&J Uniforms for all of your uniform needs. Located in the Maple Valley, down from Buffalo Wild Wings in Farmington. Open until 7 p.m. weekdays, 573-664-1035.
It's J98 The Boot and Web TV on MIMOinfo.com. You can listen to us on the boot, watch us on your computer, because we have 3 minutes and 47 seconds left of exciting high school football during Week 7 as the North County Raiders celebrate their homecoming tonight. But unfortunately, they trail this one 28-21. But on the good side of things, it's 4th and 7 on the 6-yard line, on Windsor's own 6-yard line, and Windsor has to get 7 yards or be forced to punt out of what will essentially be their own end zone. So they're going to go ahead and kick it out of their own end zone rather than try anything risky. They've had big chunks of yards all night long. So the timeout by Dave Dallas gives everybody some time to think. A high snap now breaking through. The kick barely gets away. It's going to clear the 30 and to the 40 before it's going to be down. It's going to get all the way to the 43, so a hop at the 30. A big hop this time. And now the Raiders will start in Windsor territory. 3:36 on the clock and trailing by 7. We said before the break that the crowd was kind of quiet. But during that last timeout by the North County Raiders, the band started going once again. You started hearing a little bit of a buzz from the crowd. And now the offense comes back out with plenty of time to tie this back up. The last drive ended on a fumble on the 2-yard line, knocking on the doorstep. Now this drive starts on the Windsor 42 with a shotgun formation, 3 receivers on the near side and only 2 corners on the near side. Now in motion from the near side to the far side is Ward. Here's the snap, and it's a flea flicker almost, but it's set up to go to Tyler Curtis, and he makes the catch out of the flat on the near side. So the motion was Ward from the near side to the far side. And I think initially Cater might have wanted to hand that off, but pulled it out at the very last second and saw Tyler Curtis come into the near side in the flat, and nobody over there to cover him. Threw it to the near side, gets 9 yards, so now on the 37-yard line, 3 on the far side, and Cater takes the shotgun snap and hands it off to Curtis and stumbles in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down at the 36. So a 2nd and 1 turns into a 3rd and 3 now. And the clock continues to run. 3:12 and counting. North County already set once again. Looking to the near side of the field at the play cards is Cater with 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Curtis in the backfield. Now Cater backs up for the shotgun snap. Inside of 3 minutes, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. It was a bad play action. Nobody was there on the left side. Cater's going to have to run for it across to the 30. So he's going to move the chains, but the play action was a broken play. And now we understand we're joined by AM 800 KREI, so thanks for everybody across regional radio tuning in to this game right now as Windsor out front 28-21. Their first lead of the evening came on the 26-21 touchdown, added a 2-point conversion. Now a 28-21 game in North County with the football on their Windsor 30. Now they hand it off to Tyler Curtis, who bounces out to the right side. Jukes gets across the 20 and gets an 8-yard gain. And this North County Raider offense is moving it down the field with 2:40 to go in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 1st and 10 now as Curtis pushes forward and gets down to the 15. So North County in shotgun once again, and it's again to Curtis. He's going to go off the left side, and he's going to get down to the 5 and brought down short of the goal line. This is eerily similar to what we saw in the last offensive possession for the North County Raiders as they got down inside the 5 and fumbled it on the 2-yard line. Now they have the same situation. See if they can't redeem themselves. It's 1st and goal to go on the 3. Cater takes the handoff to Curtis. He lunges forward. And he's going to be short. No signal just yet. Looks like they're going to spot it on the 1-yard line. So a short 2-yard gain. 2:09 to go. And again, the Raiders already set. Cater hands it off to Curtis, and he punches it in. And touchdown, North County. They're going to put 6 on the board. Now they just trail by 1 with 2:01 to go in the fourth quarter. And North County doesn't turn it over this time. Now down by 1. Do they keep the offense out and try to go for it? The extra point team has been perfect all night long. And 2:01 on the clock. 27-28. And the Raiders' offense is on the field. 2:01, and the offense breaks out of the huddle. Cater in the pistol. Now we're going to have a timeout as the Windsors are going to call timeout. We're going to take a 30-second pause. And this game's 28-27. Windsor out front. North County just scored a touchdown. And we're waiting for the PAT. And that's next on Regional Radio and Web TV.
The new Midwest Pawn in Deloge is locally owned and operated with over 25 years' experience. Midwest Pawn in Deloge buys, sells, and trades firearms. In fact, Midwest Pawn is a great place to find a bargain on a variety of items like jewelry, electronics, tools, and more. Midwest Pawn also loans money on most items of value, and new merchandise arrives daily. Stop by today for a deal. Midwest Pawn, a helping hand when your hands are tied. In the old Wonder Bread store down the street from McDonald's in Deloge. Call 573-431-9900.
Now we understand we're joined by 1400 KJF, so all of regional radio with us across the airwaves now, and of course web TV at mimoinfo.com. So we've had a pair of 14-point swings in this game, a 21-20 lead, a 28-21 lead. Now it's 28-27 after a North County touchdown, and it looks like they're going to go for 2 and go for the lead. Now going to the far side as the crowd makes noise. It's Garrett Miller. Just inside is McGraw. On the near side is Curtis. Curtis now motions into the backfield. And Cater's going to run to the far side. He's in trouble. He's going to be met. And the Windsor Owls stand him up at the 2-yard line. And it's going to stay 28-27. The 2-point conversion doesn't pan out. The extra point team have been perfect all night long for the Raiders. They go for 2 down by 1, but not able to get it. The 2 drives prior to this ended in turnovers. They finally get one into the end zone and decide to go for 2, and it comes back to bite them. Down by 1 point. It's 28-27, and now they have to kick off to the Owls. So the question is, do you expect the onside kick? Do you go ahead and kick it off, let your defense do some damage? Do you trust your defense? Do you trust your special teams? Because I would say after that, you trusted your offense more than your special teams, and it didn't work out for you. You're down by a point with 2 minutes to go. Windsor at one point trailed this game by 14. And they've scored all 28 in the second half. And they lead this one 28-27. This game has had some momentum swings, to say the least. 14-point each way, and it comes down to 1 point at this time with 2 minutes to go. So we'll see what happens from here. North County, a long time to come out on the field. Now here they come. Now coming up is the special teams unit for the Owls. The Owls have a whole bunch of guys inside the 40. North County has Cater set to kick. And he lines up. The place is silent. Here comes the kick from Cater. It is a bouncer. It hits the 50. And it hits off a Windsor Owl. I think the North County Raiders just came up with it. They recover the onside kick just short of midfield with 1:58 to go on the clock, and the crowd erupts under my feet. Unbelievable. The onside kick didn't go 10 yards, but Windsor dives on it, not able to get it, and North County comes up with it, and they're going to start an offensive drive on the 49-yard line. Their own 49, but right at midfield. And a crowd that was quiet 5 minutes ago has come to life. The offense, after having success through the run game on their last drive, but has been plagued by turnovers here in the second half, now gets a chance to redeem themselves after the failed 2-point conversion. So trust your special teams and hope you still trust your offense to get it done. 3 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Cater in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's dropping back. He throws to the near side, and it's caught. Matt Black comes up the reception, able to get out of bounds. 1:54 on the clock and plenty of time as they break into Windsor territory. Now on the 41. And trailing by a point. There was a moment earlier in this game where on an extra point, they did have a penalty, and I saw the kicker, Cruz, kick a 25-yard field goal. So that's not out of the question either. But now it's a 4-receiver set, 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side, ball in the near hash. Cater in shotgun, a low snap. Now he looks to the far side, and in the flats, it's Dan Davis. He's got room, and Davis is going to be brought down in the field of play just short of the 30-yard line. And we now have 1:42 and counting on the game clock in the fourth quarter. Down by a point, but moving down the field, and now 90 seconds to go. A 4-receiver set, 3 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Cater drops back in a shotgun. Curtis is in the backfield with him. Takes a low snap. Now he's looking to the right, and he throws. He's got the man over there and caught. Pass was caught by Garrett Miller on the far side of the field, and Miller's going to move the chains and stop the clock at 1:22, and they're moving down the field. It's 28-27, but North County, I think they have momentum even though they're down by 1. So now again, quickly set. 3 on the near side, 1 on the far side. Cater in shotgun. Curtis in the backfield. The handoff goes to Curtis. He goes in between the tackles, but he's met right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit of a push forward just short of the 20-yard line, so a few yards there for the North County Raiders, and we're going to be inside of a minute on the next snap. 4 receivers again, 3 on the near side. Cater in shotgun, takes a low snap. Now he throws to the near side, and it's to Riles. Riles is brought down at the 20, and a flag comes in, and I think it's going to be a hold on the Raiders. 56.8 on the clock, and down by 1, and a flag comes in as it was Riles coming to the near side in the flats. He catches it, and the hold call is against the North County Raiders, so that's going to back them up. But still 56.8 seconds to get into the end zone. They trail by a point. So Windsor, a little bit of breathing room as this ball is going to be moved back to the 30. Now it's going to be Twins left, Twins right. An offset right on the shotgun formation is Tyler Curtis. Now Cater firing into the corner. It's a wide pass to the right on 2nd and 15. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 15 on the 30 with 49-2. a little bit of a post to the outside on the far side receiver. Coming out of the slot, wanted to run a post to the pylon. The pass, it's a very cold night tonight. The wind is very light though, but the football doesn't have its natural tackiness to throw it, and it definitely slipped out of the hands of Cater. Now 3rd and 15 on the 30. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 on the near side. Cater drops back in a shotgun, and he's going to take the snap. He's looking right. He's got a lot of time. Now pressure from the back, and he throws it to the end zone. The receiver's there, and it's knocked away at the last second. A huge play by the secondary for the Owls. And let's see. That was Brandon Fouts with closing speed to come up and knock that ball away. And I mean, 5 steps ahead was Matt Black. But a flag comes out late with 41.3 on the clock. This time, they're going to say it's roughing the passer, and that goes against the Owls. So this game is just, I'm exhausted. 41.3. A 1-point game, and North County's drive is still alive. It's 3rd and 15, and they're going to be moved up now to the 20-yard line. The bleachers are about to fall apart with a 3rd and 1. Now they say move it to the 15-yard line. 41 seconds to go. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 on the near side. Empty set. The snap to Cater. He's got a lot of time. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to try to run it up the middle, but he's met right at about the 15-yard line, so not much there for him. The clock is continuing to run. We're inside of 30 seconds. Already set up with 2 receivers on either side. Now in the backfield, it's Tyler Curtis. 20 seconds to go. Down by 1, North County. Cater takes the snap. He throws it to the far side, and it's caught, but met at the 20-yard line and brought down. And the Windsor Owls may have they stopped the clock on the far side after a little bit of a delay.
Timeout, Raiders.
And a timeout by the North County Raiders. And it's going to come down to maybe 1 play, maybe 2 more plays, as it's 3rd down and 11 with the ball on the 16. It's 28-27 Windsor. North County has the football with a 3rd and 11. In the red zone, 12 seconds to go, trailing by a point. This has been one of the craziest games of football I have seen, college, professional, high school. Whether you're playing it on your PlayStation, it doesn't get any more exciting than what we've had here tonight. A pair of 14-point swings, a silent crowd 5 minutes ago, a band that's now got the drum line going and the crowd stomping their feet under us. And 12.4 to go on the clock, and North County in the red zone. All right, the play is about to resume. Lined up on the far hash. And it looks like they're going to line up for a field goal. Back to kick this is Kyle Cruz. From the 16, that makes it a 26-5, and it's going to be short. It's going to be short. 8.1 on the clock, and the field goal is no good on the 3rd and 11. And it falls well short. Oh, 28-27, and 8.1 seconds on the clock, and the Windsor offense comes on the field. The field goal was well short. They were kicking it from the 16, and the time it left his foot, it didn't have a chance. So we have a timeout. We're going to take one final break ourselves and bring you the conclusion of this one. We'll be back in just a moment on regional radio and web TV.
We live in a much different world these days than we did 10 years ago. So if safety and security weighs heavily on your mind, think of Donaldson Security. Donaldson, who has over 35 years of law enforcement experience and has armed and unarmed guards available for your convenience. They know you've worked hard to build your business and take pride in making it secure. Protecting banks, hospitals, and more, call Donaldson Security at 573-431-1647. So
it was a 3rd and 11 with 12 seconds on the clock, and North County brought out the special teams unit to kick the field goal. And it was well short, and they're going to end up falling in this one, 28-27, barring a miracle. It looks like victory formation for the Windsor Owls. Stenger takes a knee, and the clock will run out. This one, a thriller, but Windsor picks up the victory and spoils the homecoming. 28-27, and what a football game. Get ready at the studio, fellas, because I'm throwing it back your way. Make sure everybody on regional radio gets ready for the End Zone show. We're going to talk to all the coaches, and it'll be very interesting to hear what these two have to say tonight. We're going to send it to the End Zone show. The Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy End Zone show is next on regional radio.